Welcome to CBC Connect, your connection to smarter banking and a stronger community. My name is Matt Malone. I'm the Vice President and Marketing Director at CBC Bank. And today we are talking about cybersecurity. And we are joined today by Colin Walker. Dr. Walker, the IT Development Analyst and Banking Officer here at CBC Bank. One of the newer additions to our CBC Bank team, and he has been very, very busy since he started. Again, we're going to be talking about cybersecurity today, and I felt like nobody better to bring onto the podcast than Dr. Walker to enlighten us on some of the important items that we need to be thinking about and discussing it when it comes to cybersecurity, especially in the field of banking. Everybody wants to be protected. Everybody wants to be safe. And there are some steps and some precautions, I guess, that you can take to make sure that everything is in order with your accounts and just protecting all of those things. And Dr. Walker is going to talk to us about that today. Good to have you on. Thank you for being here with us today.
Happy to be here.
And I just want to jump right in. We want to try and keep these episodes compact so that people can listen to them quickly and take something away from their quick listen. Mm-hmm. And the first thing I want to ask you, Colin, is what's one cybersecurity myth that you hear all the time?
I would say no one can guess my password. Something like that, just because everybody thinks that their password is something that nobody else knows, but a lot of times we use things about ourselves that a lot of other people know. Like
birthdays and all those kind of things.
Absolutely.
So the 1, 2, 3, 4 Go Braves password might not be the best for somebody like me who is a huge Atlanta Braves fan, and that might be a little bit of a giveaway. Yeah, something you want to stay away from.
Very true.
Let's talk about some of the most common online scams or fraud attempts that you've seen just in the past few months.
I would say the most common ones that I'm seeing are email phishing, which I'm sure our spam folders are full of these things. Yes. They're trying to get you to sign up for so many different things. The evolving thing I've been seeing is a lot of what they call smishing attempts. And these are ones that are actually going to come to your cell phone in the form of text messages. And a lot of times you're wondering, where did these things even come from? That's normally a good sign that it's someone's trying to spam you and maybe even take some of your information.
And they're getting really crafty with these things.
Very true. Yes. They're learning as much information as they can about you online. They are, in a lot of instances, looking at maybe your LinkedIn profile, your Facebook, things like that. So these messages may be coming from people that you know, work with. It could be your sister, brother, something like that. So you need to be on the lookout for these sorts of things, looking for phone numbers that don't seem common to you, or people are trying to log into your account and you're seeing attempts and it's asking you to verify. Don't verify that. That's one of the easiest ways to protect yourself.
Sure. Do you think these threats are becoming more sophisticated, or they're just happening more often? It's like a throw things against the wall and see what sticks kind of situation.
Honestly, I would say it's both of those things are happening at the same exact time. And we just have so much more technology at our fingertips. You've got smartwatches, you have your phones, your iPads, laptops, all these sorts of things. So there's just a lot more ways to contact you, which if you have your guard down, that's when it can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us about a few of the simple habits that make the biggest difference in staying secure when you're online.
I would say complex passwords are definitely going to help you. Make sure to change your password every few months as well. If you see something out of the ordinary, call the company associated with that account and maybe even just go ahead, change your password right away. Call the company. In a lot of instances, they're going to ask you to maybe change the account again, the account password again, or they say, hey, let's freeze that account temporarily. And those are even moves that we would try here at CBC Bank to help protect you in a lot of instances.
One of the things that we seem to be hearing more and more about, and I know when I first heard about this, I was just thinking, what is this? Two-factor authentication. Let me say that again. Two-factor authentication is something that you're seeing more and more of coming from companies and businesses, and your, Apple or Android or whoever providing your phone. Tell us about that and why, how it associates with using strong passwords.
So two-factor authentication, I know it annoys everybody. When I first had to do it, I remember being like, why is this the case?
Yeah.
But what it does is make it where it's not just enough to know the password to get into somebody's service. You also want to get to a device and know where is that device. In a lot of instances, for example, if you try to do a two-factor authentication, you put in your password, but then let's say you're in a foreign country, a lot of times the company associated with that is not going to allow you in because it sees that as suspicious activity. And you may say, well, that's really an inconvenience. That's a good thing.
Right.
And we do the same for both customers and employees as well, because part of the thing with security, it starts with us here at the bank. We need to be secure in terms of accessing your data, and we use a zero trust policy with that to make sure only the people that need to see it can see it. And we're doing that to protect our customers.
You talked about it being a hassle, and of course, you know, that is the truth. And you know, just like you were talking about when you first heard about it, the eye rolling thing. Oh man, I have to do this. It's such a hassle. But when you think about the damage that can be done if your password is stolen, for example, or if your identity is stolen, or any of those kind of things, my recommendation would be anytime you start to have that eye roll moment with two-factor authentication, just think about what it is helping you stay away from. And
Absolutely.
It makes it a little bit of an easier pill to swallow, you know?
Absolutely.
If someone thinks their account might be compromised, God forbid that happens, what's the first thing that they should do?
First thing, I would change the password. Second, I would call the company that's associated with that. As someone who's had this happen to them personally, when I was 16, I had my account hacked, all the money taken out, and I was only 16.
Oh my goodness.
Not a lot of cash. And it was basically a lot of summer work pay. But I was associated with a big bank at that time, and it took 3 weeks to get an answer back about that. We can say for customers here, if that happens to you, we're going to get on that right away. And that's the nice part about being part of a community bank here at CBC.
We talked about that with Brooke Franks, who was on one of our previous episodes, and she threw down the gauntlet and said one of the things that makes us better than those big banks, you know, kind of like what you're talking about. And that's something that you touched on just now. What are some other ways that CBC Bank is helping customers behind the scenes stay protected as a community bank?
Yeah, so I think going back to the zero trust policy, that's a big thing where we want to make sure that not every single employee of the company has access to your data. That's really important. And you might say, well, why not? Well, we all have certain roles that we play here at the bank, and we want to make sure that your data is protected as such. We have two-factor authentication. For example, when you log into your online account, it's going to ask for a second form of authentication, even ask for a specific passphrase in some instances. And those are ways to just help protect you. And we're constantly working on strategies behind the scenes, having external testers come in to see what are our weak spots, because this is an evolving thing. I wish I could say that we could say 100% everything is 100% secure. That's never going to be the case.
Right.
So we're always on the lookout for what's next.
The people who are targeting are always moving.
Absolutely.
And so we have to be moving on our side as well. You use the word evolving, and that's what I was thinking of as I was listening to you talk. This is an evolving thing, and it's going to continue to be an evolving thing. But thankfully, we can say with confidence that guys like you are working behind the scenes to help make sure that moving, that activity and that moving on the targeting end is being, taken into account, and we're fighting back.
Absolutely.
I guess, for lack of better terms. Let's talk about just one thing that you could leave CBC Bank customers with, a piece of advice in order to stay, the word I have written here on the sheet is cyber smart. What would that be?
I would say if anything seems out of place, seems strange, say something. Call us or call whatever company is associated with. Time matters when it comes to cybersecurity. The more time, the more damage that could potentially happen. So ask questions. It's not an inconvenience for us if you just call us. We love to hear from you all, and we can just do a quick check on things to make sure everything looks okay on our end. And we will alert you if we see something that looks nefarious that we need to dive into further.
One thing that we continue to lean on, and we will always continue to lean on at CBC Bank, is our customer service and our desire to continuously help our customers. We take a lot of pride in knowing that, folks' names when they walk in the door. With all of this digital growth that is happening, we don't see as much traffic in our branches, but that doesn't mean we're not here. That doesn't mean we're not around and we're not working, and that doesn't mean we don't want to hear from you. So, as Colin said, anytime that you think that maybe there just is a smidge of smishing going on or anything like that, smidge of smishing, say that to 3 times fast. If there's anything like that going on, please don't hesitate to call. We look forward to the opportunity to talk to our customers and to help our customers. And hopefully it'll just end with a quick, everything looks fine, and we had an opportunity to say hello to you, and that we hope you have a great day.
Absolutely.
But if there is a problem, we can help you address that too. So, Colin, thank you we're done. This is, it goes quickly, and, I just want to thank you for being on. This is some great information that you shared with us today. And, again, on the page here, I've got it written. I'm going to read it just like it says. To the folks who are listening to this podcast today, remember that staying safe online is not complicated. It's about paying attention and staying informed. And again, CBC Bank is always here to help. Colin, thank you again for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for tuning in to CBC Connect, your connection to smarter banking and a stronger community. If you found today's episode helpful, be sure to follow, like, or subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And if you're ready to open an account, explore loan options, or get one-on-one advice, you can stop by your local CBC Bank branch, or you can visit us anytime at cbcbank.com. Our branches are located in Moultrie, Tifton, Hayhira, Baytree, and then, of course, our main branch on North Valdosta Road. Thanks for listening. Keep building what matters, and we'll remain committed to you, our customer, our community.